Welcome back, everyone. I have a feeling this is going to be the best episode ever.
Just stay tuned for lots of Justin complaining.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Just
man.
in general,
Just about life.
young kids these days, they just don't get it.
Heard your back getting out of bed this morning.
Here it comes, man. Here
Damn,
it comes.
music on the radio.
You sound like an old man.
I am Fatman.
At least I'm not a fat man.
Greatest that humanity
Oh my god. Or the listeners can't see this, but Justin's actually glaring at me.
I don't know why you.
I don't know
understand that.
either.
I should be glaring at the game. I should be glaring at Kojima. Guys, come on. Why rollerblades? Why?
You can move around faster, especially when you're fat.
Right? He's thinking ahead.
Wouldn't it be harder to rollerblade if you're fat?
And if you're pretty on it, those were some pretty fucking sweet
Oh
rollerblades.
my god.
Oh, is that a wine cooler?
And
Yes.
not a single drop spilled.
Is that really a wine cooler?
Yeah.
God, yes.
That's amazing.
every moment of their existence.
And he's got the worst Brooklyn accent.
And fair. Glad you could make it. The party's about to start.
Look at his fucking.
Does he have
Look at
painted
his
fingernails?
fucked up hand.
Dude, you don't drink out of a straw. Come
Does
on,
he have
man.
painted finger? I think he has pink fingernails, like his
Really?
nail polish on.
Maybe.
He's an
don't know.
eccentric.
Yum.
And he's trashed.
Yeah.
Let's drink to Stillman, shall
Oh, I guess
What a dick.
big guys don't get drunk as fast.
Dude, that just happened.
Yeah.
Like, and
too
you're
soon.
already-
Too soon, man.
Come on.
What are you talking about?
What are you
What are you
talking
talking
about?
about?
What are you talking about?
Forget about it.
$30 billion in cash.
What the hell are you talking about?
We're taking this all very seriously, guys.
I know.
You'll know soon enough.
You'll know soon enough.
Why is he
man.
all fucked up? Like, what's with the veins? I mean, he looks like a mutant or something. I mean, think about the hierarchy of Metal Gear bosses. I mean, you got Psycho Mantis, you got Vulcan Raven, you got Sniper Wolf, Revolver Ocelot. Fat Man, what the fuck are we looking at? You know what he is like, and this might actually be I don't know, but he's very similar to like a cheesy sort of boss that they would have in Metal Gear 1 or 2. Like, there's one guy whose name is Running Man, and he just runs really fast.
6 months ago.
He's
6 months
very
ago,
like
the liquidation
like a scrotum.
Gross.
You ruined it for me, Josh.
Ruined it. You already
No,
hated
I
it.
mean, like, now all I see is just a nutsack in a suit.
Second it's sweet.
to become the emperor.
A fucking nutsack.
That's disgusting.
Nothing but a
And this, you guys are witnessing it right now. This is I would say it's the nadir. It is the lowest point in the series for me. This
like boorish
white here almost broke me. I am surprised that I'm not walking off microphone right now. When I first played this, I played Metal Gear 1. I fucking loved it. I fell in love with it. At the beginning of Metal Gear 2, I was losing patience. I was still very forgiving. And this point, I was like, I saw Fat Man, and it's like, what am I getting myself into? And it already seemed like, I mean, in the second game, they were already jumping the shark. That's what it seemed like to me. It was a parody of Metal Gear 1. But maybe that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the point. And having said that, Fat Man almost broke me. It's still really hard for me to stomach it even now, guys. I'm like...
It's kind of like you're walking into his fart. That's what it looks like on the radar.
That's
Yeah.
like,
And it's just basically a remake. He's like going backwards on roller
He
skates.
crop dusted his own bomb
Oh,
before he ran
man.
off.
Gross. This is like a disgusting episode, but it's Fat Man. This is almost like a remake of the Vulcan Raven fight.
Yeah.
Because it's got the craters there, and he's running around and you're avoiding him. Which is interesting because the Vulcan Raven fight, Kojima has said, is actually his favorite fight in the entire series. And so to support what I was saying earlier, this is kind of like a parody of the Vulcan Raven fight. And it's like, instead of having a very intimidating character, with the machine gun and everything, what if you had like this really ridiculous character who
Yeah.
you couldn't take seriously?
The opposite.
Yeah.
I love that his rollerblades leave streaks of like rubber
Yeah.
on the ground.
I'm going to get into this in a second, but there's a lot of different things that you can do here. And like one of the things, if you trank those birds, you will trip on them.
oh, really?
Yeah, if you manage to trank a bird and it falls, he'll trip on it. But I mean, like, this is something else that I reached out to the fans too, asking other people what they thought. In an earlier episode, I had said, hey guys, we're playing Metal Gear 2. What are your favorite moments and what are your least favorite moments? And without prompting, a lot of people said that the Fat Man battle, without me asking about the Fat Man battle, one of the people who follow us is Abdul S. Straight up said it was his least favorite part of the game without me even asking him, like just off the top of his head.
You guys belong together.
Yeah, well, I mean, going to the fan community, it is kind of famous for being really shitty.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I guess the only reason it's not, I don't think it's that shitty, is because I've just played it so many times that I don't really.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
It really,
I don't know if that makes
this
sense.
really is my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm right and other people are wrong. I'm just saying for me personally, my experience with this was that it almost broke me. On the other hand, there always are other people who love this. And I actually was talking to someone who said this is their favorite boss battle in the entire series, or the entire game. I'm just going to call out here. I was talking to Isaac Frank, who follows us, and I was asking what his favorite moment in the game was, and he, unprompted, said it was the Fatman battle, which to me was really interesting, and I really don't want to be judgmental because the reason we're doing this is because we want people's opinion. Mm-hmm. So I asked him to clarify why he wanted, why
he's in the roof over here. Yeah, he was actually raising the roof. Sorry
was he really?
He was actually
2001, man.
Oh, man. No, but I want to talk about Isaac Frank and why, because he actually said he didn't realize that people didn't like the Fat Man battle. He says, I didn't realize that the Fat Man battle was not as enjoyable to me as to others in the Metal Gear community. But as a rebuttal, I think the reason why I enjoyed this one is because of the layers it required to beat him. With Fat Man, I felt the development of the character more, but that could be coupled with the stress that was just before trying to stop all the bombs just prior. Personally, I don't like this, but he does bring up some good issues there. There are a variety of ways to beat Fat Man, and this is the first boss battle that actually gives you freedom to fight him the way you choose, because before this, it's just Olga, and all you do is trank her. Mm-hmm. And then the Fortune battle that we just had, which it's not even a fight at all. So this is the first proper boss battle in the game, and there are a variety of ways to, like I said, like you can trank birds, and he'll trip over the birds, or you can freeze him with the coolant, or you can attack. I mean, like, it really is open-ended. And especially for something like I think Isaac was saying, is that when he was playing this for the first time, he was, like relatively new to it. And it was saying that, like, it was just engaging, and that it gave you the option of you choose of how to fight him.
He certainly gets points for originality, because no other game can say they have like a rollerblading bomber madman who drinks cocktail drinks while he fights you and skates around.
And I think that's too. I think that's also what he was trying to say, is that it's just so unique. Like, where else but a Metal Gear game are you going to see anything like this?
Yeah.
And he also touches on that, like, unlike Fortune or Vamp, where you just get glimpses of them, and they kind of come in, you don't know who they are. Fat Man really has this mystique around him that he's been built up for the last, like, 20, 30 minutes by Peter Stillman. Like, he's laid down, and you've only seen pictures of him, and he's kind of been mythologized. And then for the last 20, 30 minutes of the game, you've been actively diffusing the trap that he set. So there is a build-up to this boss battle, not like there has been with Fortune, or anyone else, where you just kind of stumble across him and you're avoiding him. This really does, like, lead up to Fat Man. And I would have to say, I get that. Mm-hmm. I do get that. Just personally, I think it's a little bit more on the line of parody.
My suit. Oh no. I've nothing to wear to the party.
Did you spill wine on it? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I think he did. He had a red drink. So.
He must have, because I trained him.
I think he pissed himself. He's just peeing blood.
Out of his chest.
What did you just do?
Out of his nipples. What is this?
God, he tries so hard to be intimidating. It really doesn't work.
I like he's got the gun raised up for like a kill shot.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what it's doing.
It's the switch for the biggest bomb in the entire place.
Huh?
No use. Once it's activated.
Someone else brought this up, that the fact that Fat Man is doing his own thing, that the one thing you can say about him is he's not really he's a part of Dead Cell, but he has no agenda. Like, he doesn't care about the whole overarching plot. He's just doing this because he likes blowing shit up, and he's got a vendetta against Stillman. And this last thing here is actually, if he was completely successful, would have completely fucked up the whole plan. So you can actually say, of all the boss battles, Fat Man is the only one who completely does his own thing. Like, he's not a pawn or just a henchman.
This is the highlight of the
Jesus.
party. Bring it on.
Butt shot.
Butt shot, yeah.
Happy too. I die here and start my legend. Too bad you won't be around to see the movies.
Again, the whole idea of memes and like passing on iconic images of heroes, and he's going to live on in the movies. Every person that we've interacted is always about how they're going to be represented.
And he's just knocked out.
I should also point out that the joke of his name is Fatman. Like, he said, laugh and grow fat. It's like the Buddhist thing of being wealthy, fat, But also, Fat Man and Little Boy were the name of the 2 atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So that's he's a bomb expert, and his name's Fat Man. So
That leaves.
Colonel, Fat Man didn't seem to know about the ransom demands.
Intentionally kept in the dark, I'd say. He seemed to be coming from a very different place from the other terrorists.
Yep.
Raiden, a lot of hostages, our president included, are still in danger.
President.
Keep your mind focused on protecting them.
Am I really going to do that president counter?
Yeah,
Okay.
you really should.
The president. The president.
We're at 4 or 5.
You haven't
We're gonna
been
lose
to
track.
the Central Core yet. I suggest you start there.
How annoying is
I
it?
have another call.
How annoying is it that you're getting codec calls within codec
Yeah.
calls?
Hold on, I'm getting a call. Well, I'm getting a call.
We're just scratching the surface. Like, we're not even really getting into it
How
yet.
you doing, kid?
Pliskin, is everything all right?
Could be better.
What's up?
Looks like I was out cold for a while.
How did you manage to stay alive?
Had a little help from a friend.
Friend?
What about the bomb?
Diffused. And Fat
Wasn't it really Otacon that set off that bomb, guys?
How's Shell too?
It's a mess. The bomb crippled H-Strut.
What about the toxins?
The what?
If the big shell blows up, the explosion is expected to produce massive amounts of toxins.
Never heard anything about that.
Huh?
Well, looks like there's not much danger of that in any case. But the Central Core is starting to flood. It won't last much longer.
Well, what about the president and the other hostages?
There we go.
The
They weren't
president.
in Shell
president?
2. They must be in Shell 1.
We need to get the hostages out of here now.
It's too far from Manhattan for a swim.
What about the lifeboats?
There doesn't seem to be any. Doesn't make sense.
So a chopper is our only extraction?
Right. And it comes with a passenger limit. Intel has it that there are about 30 hostages.
It'd take more than a single trip.
We'll have to come back.
Can you pilot a chopper?
No, but I brought a gearhead with me. He's a good guy. I'll introduce you
I
later.
feel like Snake could figure it out.
On the
I want to meet this
Put him in a chopper, he'll
gearhead.
figure it out.
I want to meet the gearhead. Come on.
We
Nope.
better move now then. Our chances with a Harrier after us are
Man,
constant.
back in the day, Harriers were
know where
like
the president
fucking
is?
like science
That one's
fiction.
all
Yeah,
yours.
they were in they were in True Lies,
Lies,
and
yeah.
and this. It was like they were like the coolest jet.
There was actually one in a James Bond movie too.
Yeah?
Like, it was like the future, vertical liftoff. Yeah, this is. I don't remember if I mentioned it before, but this is the first game not to include a Hind D battle. They actually replace it with the Harrier.
Thought you were gonna put a bullet in his head.
Put a trink. Give him a smiley face.
I don't think you can. Oh, they start to kind of pop up. Oh, you can actually walk over him.
Just clip through him. It's fine.
When you fight him, if you try to walk over him, he goes boing, boing, and you can't. Okay, I'm wasting all my bullets.
Is that really wasting it? I think that's a good use.
Good point.
He'll be out for a while.
Oh,
You know what? A sigh of relief for me, guys. We're coming out. We're coming out of that. That was
the darkness.
We're coming out of the darkness. You know, it's
Not the band.
God damn it!
Ha ha.
I spoke too soon.
Identify yourself.
Unlike you, I have no name.
Oh, you could see
Glimpse.
clearly who it was for a split second.
If you like.
Again, later on, we're gonna find out that who this is. But
Follow me.
I'm just gonna say that you're really not ever supposed to find out who it is. Which is more. Just keep that in mind. That it's supposed to be ambiguous who it is.
That would have been cooler, I think.
Yeah,
in some ways.
the original idea of who Deep Throat is a lot better than what actually happens. I think. Neither enemy or friend. Sound familiar, guys? Does it say caution on the back of the helmet? It looks like it said caution and
I think
exclamation
so,
points.
yeah.
This is safer, I think.
Safe from what?
Eavesdropping, of course.
What do you think of the redesign of the Deep Throat costume? It looks like a motorcycle suit.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Ordered by whom?
I think it actually is because it's a suit.
Why won't you identify?
Whereas in the
Yeah.
first game, Gray Fox, he was
machine.
he was like 90% cybernetic.
That's true.
You are not yet trusted to make such decisions.
Also, what's with people in this game wearing enhancing suits?
Current location.
It's another
Yeah.
like they're not capable enough on their own that they have to wear. They have
Right.
a lot of a theme of augmentation.
Except for Pliskin just wearing those fatigues.
And those badass like helicopter headphones, radio pilot headphones.
Jamming out.
Detail. Ames has been
Detail.
the same type of VIP.
Is this the lazy Russian? Is this Vlad?
It kind of does sound like
Oh, we
Vlad.
found out who it is, everyone. It's Vlad.
Why are you telling me this?
Do I need to repeat myself?
There's no reason for me to believe
Something tells
any
me
of
you
this.
will.
You understand that?
Of course, but you also have no choice but to believe.
That's not necessarily
Do
true.
you have any other leads?
Where are those
Look at me.
hostages?
Do I look like I'm capable of figuring anything out for myself?
Ho, ho, ho.
Look at those
The
idiots.
hostages are being held in the B.
Got themselves caught.
In the
Why is that lady sitting like that? It looks
Oh, that was
so painful.
Yeah.
Ow.
Are they making her sit like that?
Maybe she's protesting by saying it like that. They're like, sit normal, and she's like, no.
No.
She's probably just already peed herself, and that's the only thing that's comfortable at this
You'll
point.
be able to hear the machine sound in the heart.
Look at that old
You
lady.
expect me to walk up to these hostages and listen to
That's
every
interesting.
one
The
of
whole
their
idea of
heartbeats?
like the pacemaker. You have to find someone by the
I
pacemaker.
thought that was really cool.
I mean, that's Kojima just coming out. That's 100% Kojima, just like something that no one else
Yeah,
would do.
but like, there's gotta be more than one person with a pacemaker.
I don't know about that. I don't
Are
know
they
if it's that
pretty-
common.
that uncommon?
Not that common, no. That's like a pretty extreme procedure to put a pacemaker.
Look at that old lady. She clearly probably had a pacemaker.
She has a
Oh,
She has a horse heart.
baboon. It's a baboon heart. Yeah. She couldn't afford a pacemaker.
Floors more heavily guarded than any other section of the big shell.
It's funny how modern that new Deep Throat costume looks, in the sense that that's what like most superheroes look these days. If you were to dye that suit red, the Deep Throat would be a dead ringer for Daredevil in the new Daredevil
Yeah.
series. It's just like that bike suit is what's taken over all superhero movies.
You want me to disguise myself?
Men assigned to the Corps and those on perimeter duty are given different.
You have to disguise yourself as a gun.
this is one of my favorite
carried
parts
in.
of this game. Is disguising yourself and running
Yeah.
around like you're part of them. It's fun.
Is this the first time you put on a disguise? Did you put a disguise on in Metal Gear 1?
But I
Metal
saw
Gear
you
Solid
wearing
1?
an AN-94.
But this is something that carries through from now on in the rest of the series. It's like there's always a level where you're
Without an AK,
Yeah, it's always one of my favorite things to do too. Metal Gear Solid 3. And
it's interesting that it took them that long to this point in Metal Gear Solid. What's actually Metal Gear Solid 4? Yeah, this is 4. To have the idea of a disguise.
yeah.
biometrics. Crap.
Crap.
So you're saying I have to cut this guy's head off? And then, no, Raiden, you should have just grabbed him, but
He's gonna pull
I
a
guess-
Demolition
I guess
Man.
he's dead now.
And just poke his eyeballs out.
Yeah.
I suggest you hurry. They have a nuke on their side.
They have
The
nuke.
nuke. They have a nuclear weapon with them?
You didn't find their
Why was the emphasis on with?
even with the president as hostage. This is
President.
an island,
The president.
and they have no visible means of escape.
Even if they do have a nuke, the warhead is no good without an access code. The security lockout can't be bypassed.
They don't
Raiden just likes to argue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling like that.
You saw it too, I believe. The Navy man with half a handcuff.
So a lot of this here with the guy being handcuffed to a briefcase. So the whole thing about
The nuclear button.
a special agent being sent in somewhere to retrieve the president, who's handcuffed to a very important device that is possibly going to start off a world war, is the exact plot of Escape from New York. Even to the point where he's handcuffed to a briefcase, and it's the president. I
Right.
mean,
Because
who's the main character of Escape from New York? Snake fucking Plissken.
Right.
Kojima.
Dead Cell didn't have to bring a nuke along with them. It was right here to begin with. Nothing in this affair is what it seems.
That says it all right there.
But why? For what?
For Metal Gear.
Doesn't matter.
For shits and giggles.
I'm sorry, the way that Snake is confused, which he always really is when on a codec
Metal
is much
Gear?
better than the one Raiden is. For some reason,
he just did
when
it, though.
Raiden does it, even when he does it just the same, it comes off as like, I don't know.
You're like, of
To
course
me,
you didn't
it's
know,
like
you dummy.
condescending and being like, it just is annoying.
Well,
When Snake does it, he's just like,
is that really
why?
is that really Raiden versus Snake, or is that Quentin Flynn versus David Hayter?
Maybe it might be a voice actor thing.
Vibration function on.
Wait, what?
What
Huh?
am I a cell phone for?
Wait, are they talking to me?
Vibrations on high.
Cell phone. He's put it in his front pocket.
It'll blow my cock off.
Colonel,
You don't need
Who
to
was
put it.
that
Okay,
man
I
just
guess you're gonna
now?
put it there.
He's not one of ours. No, we have no one like that in our unit.
He said that the big shell was housing a new model of Metal Gear.
First I've heard of it.
Colonel, what are you not?
You know, that probably is, that sounds like the Colonel we know.
Yeah, no.
I've told you everything.
Yeah, that's that's Toad's Colonel. Classic Colonel.
I need to know.
I mean, he's almost literally saying word for word.
Yeah.
I'll have the Metal
Stop
Gear
asking,
overlooked
asking
into.
questions, right?
You need to make contact with this.
Do what I
Ames.
told you.
So you believe that ninja?
Since we have no leads on the
I'm
presence
always
of
asking you
the
that, Josh. You
location,
believe that ninja?
no other
So you
alternatives,
believe that ninja?
And Josh is like, I had a good feeling about this one.
including
You're always
everything
wrong.
On Metal Gear.
Are those my orders?
Yes, they are. Disguise yourself as an enemy soldier.
Raiden, I order you to go
and
fuck yourself.
infiltrate the Shell 1 core.
Understood.
God, how much help is Raiden getting right now? Like, every step of the way, he gets help from someone.
Well, so does Snake. We've said this before. The only reason Snake pulls through anything is because everyone's got his back. Everyone does anything for him.
I need to go to the warehouse. Where is it?
And we'll get to that warehouse, ladies and gentlemen, on the next episode of our Metal Gear Year. Thanks for hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe if you like what you see. Let us know your thoughts, and we'll check you out in the next episode. See you guys.
Thanks, guys.